Hi there, you're on Gossip Says channel. Enjoy watching, subscribe and like it. It's growing our community. Story 1. I 37 plank mass have a biological child who I've never seen 17 Fahrenheit wanting to make contact which I don't want but my family does. When I was 19, I was raped by an older colleague 34 Fahrenheit after a works night out and she got pregnant. It didn't go anywhere legally as it was my word against hers and she had the kid. Sadly, as there's no proof it wasn't consensual, I had to pay child maintenance until it was 16. Obviously, as it was a product of what happened to me, I wanted nothing to do with it. Told her to raise her rape baby herself. The woman died not sorry about it a couple of years back and I've not heard anything about the kids since, so I had no idea what was going on other than my maintenance stopping. Because of what happened, I never have been in relationships because of the issues it's caused me and I haven't got any kids or anything like that, so I feel like I can start living a bit. Brought down to earth a bit last month when my mom said the kid got in touch with her on social media and asked about me, my family, and told them she was living with her grandparents herself after her mom died until they both died themselves, so she's not got anyone now. Now my mom is one of these people with a massive soft spot for kids, young people, so feels sorry for her. I will say throughout it all since then, my parents have been an absolute rock. They were some of the only people to support me and I couldn't have done it without them. So I was talking to my mom at the weekend and she admitted to me that she's not only kept in touch with the kid, but she had met them the week before and they didn't tell me. Basically, they feel really bad for her because of the life she's had and are starting to enjoy her being in their life. Not only that, she's been asking about me and what happened and wants to meet me to talk and ask me questions. Obviously, I'm upset about it. I not only had to go for going against my wishes, but for betraying my trust like that. She said it's hard for her and my dad because of the way I've been, never had any kids or anything. They have always been sad that they'll never have a grandchild, and this may be their only chance. She also told me she thinks I'm being out of order taking it out on an innocent child who didn't ask for this and could at least meet her to talk. I've said no and not spoken since, which is hard because I normally ring my folks twice a day and my mom keeps on trying to ring me. I don't know what to do. Reddit. I obviously don't want to be cruel, but that kid is a reminder of what happened to me and I am just angry she's coming back into my life now when I thought it could be over. And how could my parents do this to me when they know how I feel? As it stands, I have no desire to meet her and don't see the good that could come from it. But I don't want to lose my parents either. So I spoke to my mom today. She's still insistent on having a relationship with her. I said she can, but tell her I do not want to meet her at all and won't do at all. Would you believe my folks are actually intending on her coming over and having Christmas dinner with us? I basically said if they do that, I'm not going. I get people disagreeing with my parents' actions, but do not be disrespectful of them or call them names, please. Despite this, they are wonderful people and were the only people who have ever had my back throughout. Thank you. Update: I spoke to my parents. I basically laid out exactly why I didn't want contact with her. I explained it's not a personal thing, but rather she is to me the living embodiment of my rapist, and that if I were to have contact, I feel it would make me relive it all over again. I reassured them they can have contact with her and I won't stop it, but to stop trying to force me. They obviously agree with me and said they'll respect my wishes. With regards to Christmas, as it stands, she'll go for Christmas Day and I won't, and I'll go for Boxing Day. My parents are upset because it means I'll be completely on my own Christmas Day. Update: I spoke to my parents. I basically laid out exactly why I didn't want contact with her. I explained it's not a personal thing, but rather she is to me the living embodiment of my rapist, and that if I were to have contact, I feel it would make me relive it all over again. I reassured them they can have contact with her and I won't stop it, but to stop trying to force me. They obviously agree with me and said they'll respect my wishes. With regards to Christmas, As it stands, she'll go for Christmas Day and I won't, and I'll go for Boxing Day. My parents are upset because it means I'll be completely on my own Christmas Day. I also wrote her a letter and gave it to them. I wasn't mean or anything to her, but I explained exactly why I didn't want contact and how being in touch with her would make me feel, and that until I get better, I didn't want contact, and asked her to respect that. My folks gave it to her and she read it while she was at their house. My mom told me she broke down crying and was really upset, obviously had no idea what happened. She asked them if they'd let her have some paper and write me a letter back, and she did. They gave it to me. Initially, I went mad that they did give it to me because I felt like they didn't respect what I'd said, but they begged me to read it, so I did. And God, I'm now confused. The letter was sweet, for want of a better word. She admitted in it that she had no idea and apologized to me, and that hurt that she felt like she had to apologize. She also said she'd respect my wishes, but gave her contact details and said if I ever wanted to speak to her, she'd be there for me. She also slipped a little passport photo of her in it, which is the first time I've ever seen her and what she looks like. It's weird because before this, she was just a thing. I could ignore her. But reading that she became real. She has a little girl's handwriting. I felt like I could feel her pain in the letter. And seeing her photo, she's a kid. Doesn't look like me, but really looks like my dad, but with her mom's hair and eye color. But she does look sad in it. I didn't say anything to my parents about it. But I'm now really fucking confused. I know I shouldn't have contact with her, and still don't want it for all the reasons I've said before. It's not good for me, and also I don't think for her. But I realize I don't hate her or am angry at her at all. I don't want her to feel guilty about her horrible mother. And now I see she's a person. God, it's fucked up. I don't know what's going to happen. Edit. So I just sent my mom a message asking her to say to her that I read her letter and that I don't want her to feel that she has to apologize because she's done nothing wrong. She's replied back saying she will. I think she deserves to know that at least. Update. So basically I've decided to go to my parents' house at Christmas when she's going to be there and meet her. I honestly just decided it today. I've been talking to my mom about it all weekend and the past few days, and the more we talk openly, it has made everything seem a bit more clear. I have worked out that despite the history attached and no matter our biology, she's just a little girl. So today, I was talking to my mom on my lunch break, and we were discussing Christmas and how we do it logistically, as at this point, I was only going Boxing Day. When my mom mentioned Christmas dinner and playing me one up to warm up and eat at home, I just realized what's the point of avoiding everyone and sitting at home getting pissed and playing my PC with only my fish for company. So I went something like, yeah, fuck it, get enough for me and I'm coming Christmas Day too. She thought I was joking. When she realized I wasn't, I could tell in the tone of voice she was thrilled. She asked me if I realized the kid's still going, and I said I do. She asked me how I feel. I said honestly I don't want to think about all that. I just want to go Christmas Day and spend it with my family. And if a young girl's there, I'll just be polite and respectful and treat her how I would any lonely young woman on Christmas Day. I asked her to let her know and text her and see if she's also okay with that. She did, and in the short space of time on my call she got back to my mom really happy, saying of course it is and can't believe it. So that's it, I'm going. My mom texted me earlier saying she's so happy I'm coming and doesn't have to worry about me being on my own anymore. Those of you who check out post history are welcome to check my post history out. TW. Rape though. I also posted this on another sub but it got pulled for some reason. But me and my daughter have been corresponding through email this last few days a lot. It feels like hundreds of emails and getting to know each other. Even though it's been weird, I have really enjoyed it. She's a lovely kid, and I genuinely like her. So this afternoon we were chatting and I signed off my email "Love Dad" without thinking. And she messaged me back, "Dad, you mean it?" And I was like, "I suppose I do." I haven't heard from her since because she's working today, but I keep on thinking about it. In fact, she texted me a couple of minutes ago with a smiling emoji and a love heart. I responded the same. I was so scared to embrace her. To me, a couple of weeks ago she was just my rapist's baby. Now I acknowledge she's mine. Like I'm her dad. She's my daughter. I wouldn't say love is the right word, but she's mine. If someone asked me if I had a kid, I'd say I do. I don't know how I feel about it on an emotional level. I don't have this warm paternal feeling like I think people probably do, but at the same time, I know she's mine, even though we've never met. But at the same time, I feel I want to meet her before Christmas. I don't know if I can wait. Even if we have a video message. I'm going to video call her tomorrow. Fuck me, I'm really nervous. I don't think a lot of people have been in my situation ever. But is this natural? Am I doing it right? Should I do anything different? What does a dad actually do? I feel like crying yet smiling at the same time. Please subscribe, leave comments, rate videos, and click the bell not to miss my videos. Story 2. Can I trust my girlfriend's story about being sexually assaulted? Hello, I didn't know what else to do, so here I am. The last 3 years of my 6-year relationship have been hell. My current girlfriend, 24, and I am 25, have been together going on 6 years. About 3 years ago, she went to the bar with her friend. Note, I do not drink. While there, she cheated on me with a co-worker that she had invited specifically to the bar. They went to his place and rounded home. I later found out about a week later. She promised that we could work through it and that it was a one-time mistake. I should have known then that it was a lie, because not 2 months later, I found she was cheating on me again. Except this time she had started a whole relationship with the guy. Her grandma had passed, and she told me she was going to WA to bury her. Come to find out, she spent 4 days at the new guy's house doing everything under the sun. She did this with a guy we both worked with. When she left his house to go to Idaho, not WA, I found her old phone. I knew her password from the beginning of our relationship, entered it, and found everything I needed to see to know the truth. She had been talking to this guy for a month and met up several times before staying with him. All the messages was her telling him and her new friends how horrible I was. The things she'd say was I emotionally abuse her, threaten her, etc. I have never done any of these things. I went through the phone, told her I found everything, and she tried to call me. For 3 days I ignored her calls. And then she showed up at our place. She promised on repeat that it didn't mean anything and insisted she had been coerced in some way to being with him, and that the messages stating to another man she loved him meant nothing. She again attempted to apologize, telling me how I can trust her. I, like an idiot, took her back, and for 3 years have been depressed every day. I even quit my high-salary job because I had to drive past this guy's house daily for 3 years. To my knowledge, she hadn't cheated since this. However, about a week and a half ago, she went to me to visit family. While she was gone, one of her co-workers messaged me and told me she had been cheating on me with almost every man that worked at her place of employment. Of course, I confronted her with this information and she denied it. It wasn't until I told her I didn't believe her that she stated she had been sexually assaulted by her boss and that she had quit the day before she left. One of the many claimed to have been with her. She refused to talk about it further and states that I am being insensitive and don't believe her. The truth is, I don't know what to believe. I am at an emotional loss. Nothing seems quite right to me. ADM. I don't know what to think, and it just all seems too convenient that she told me nothing of this, then brings it up only when she is accused of cheating again. I have told her in the past if I ever find out she cheated again that she is no longer welcome in my life. What do I do? Who do I believe? She has been in me so long that the marks the guy left have now faded, as she says, and there is no proof anything happened. On top of this, she is supposed to come back in a few days, and I don't know what's going to happen when she gets here. I don't know how I will handle her trying to act like I wasn't told anything about her cheating just because this story that has zero credibility suddenly surfaced. Any advice is appreciated, thank you.